If you head northwest from your landing craft, you'll encounter a Selenian mining base, nicknamed Purple Haze. As you explore this area, you'll find multiple bodies scattered around what used to be a helium mining site. As with all bases in this game, this base has been long abandoned. But what happened here? Let's go ahead and find out. As I enter the mining facility, I'm amazed at how the structures still draw power after more than 50 years of neglect. Many of them still retain their initial infrastructure. There's obvious signs of decay and damage everywhere you look.
Search the area.
My guard is down as I enter the site, and I'm ill-prepared for the hordes of vermin that rise from the ground. I beat a hasty fighting retreat, and decide to come back at a later time, with more ammunition to explore the area more thoroughly. As I re-enter the base the next day, well stocked for a longer firefight, I encounter much lighter resistance than the day prior. I'm able to easily dispatch the few vermin that still remain. I'm eager to move past these skirmishes and finally begin exploring the ruins of this long-forgotten enclave. After I clean up the last of the bugs, I enter the first building. I find a body in the corner. It's been decomposing for a long time, and I can't tell who it was just from the corpse itself. I rifle through the pockets, but I cannot find any papers that will identify who this was. I examine the rest of the building, looking for anything that might be useful, and then I continue my search.
Gotcha.
I dig through some rubble looking for any interesting relics before entering the second building. Inside is much the same as the first. A few usable items and another unidentified corpse. I run through the same routine, checking for anything I can use before moving on to the third. The third building is much more imposing than the other two. It stands 3 stories tall in the center of the compound. I make my way closer, digging through some rubble as I approach the building, also collecting some specimens from many of the bugs that I fought previously. And as I make my way around to the front of the building, I find the main entrance. Unfortunately, the keypad there is malfunctioning, and I'm not able to enter. I decide to try to find another way in. There's some strange red vines that seem to be creeping up the sides of the building. I'm not sure what their material is made of, but they are similar in color to the helium deposits that are scattered around this area. As I make my way around the back of the building, I notice some rocks that appear to be climbable. I carefully make my way up the side of them, clambering to the roof of the complex. As I stand at the edge of the roof, I see what appears to be a third corpse inside one of the broken open helium canisters. I have gear that can make this jump, so I decide to trust, and I make it across the gap. Here I find a third body. Again, exactly the same as the first two. No identification. No information at all. Just a handful of supplies and the third corpse that I found here. I make my way back to the roof, and as I enter the building, I'm finally hit with a bit of luck. There is a working mainframe computer with several emails from this expedition's head security officer, Boris Tilton, to the Selenian Corporation. The first email was on their 46th day of the mission, and it reads, "From the Selenian Corporation to Officer Boris Tilton, thank you for agreeing to participate in our experimental rehabilitation program. As per our guidelines, I am sending you the convict's details. All of the information below is highly classified under the penalty of a hefty fine. Needless to say, this confidentiality applies regarding the other crew members as well." This email goes on to list the details of an engineer named Lillian Ward, number E0017. She worked at several different areas within the Moon Energy Corporation, and then after illegally giving birth to a male child, she was sent to the Luna 6 prison base before being transferred here, to Arcadia 7. However, her behavior has been exemplary, and they don't anticipate any trouble from this convict. Opening the second message, from Officer Boris Tilton to the Selenian Corporation, Mission Day 68. Greetings. I am submitting a formal notification regarding the death of a mission leader, Drew Forrest. Drew Forrest left the base along with E0017, Lillian Ward, in order to locate new potential deposits of helium-3. According to E0017's testimony, they were attacked by the local fauna. E0017 managed to survive the attack with serious damage to her sleeve. She has also brought with her Drew Forrest's deceased sleeve. After analyzing Forrest's disc, it was deemed no longer usable. The damage unequivocally points to an animal attack. E007 received a new sleeve. Officer Boris Tilton. The corporation replies, "Thank you for the information. We are sorry to learn of this. We are happy to let you know that for the duration of the investigation, you are now to assume the position of expedition leader. Due to E0017's new sleeve, her debt has increased to 139,856 UC. Please remember that our correspondence remains highly classified. Good luck." And lastly, on mission day 72, we have our final email. From Officer Boris Tilton to the Selenian Corporation. "Greetings. Once again, I have bad news. Our engineer has disappeared. We have had no contact with her for the past 3 cycles. I sent out a search party, but they were unable to find her. I'm also worried about the technical state of the base and its safety. As head of security, I don't know how I can ensure the safety of the base without the regular maintenance of its equipment and protective cloak. Please send new crew members. As for E0017, I personally don't believe this was an escape. The convict's behavior was excellent. Officer Boris Tilton." And then the last recorded response from the Selenian Corporation. "Greetings. Unfortunately, the planned budget for the mission won't allow for additional people to be sent. You need to find a way to manage. As for the engineer, the convict's behavior makes no difference here. Until she is found, she should be treated as a fugitive. Keep that in mind. This also means her debt has increased to 183,678 UC. If she is not found within the next 14 cycles, we will be forced to consider her truly dead and transfer her remaining debt to the closest living relative. Please keep us informed. Good luck." This new information is intriguing. A team leader killed, an engineering convict sent here and then mysteriously disappearing. But it doesn't really provide any answers, only questions. So I continue examining the building, jumping down to the 2nd floor. Again, rifling through all the containers that I can find, looking for not only usable supplies, but any sort of information on what may have happened in this place so long ago. It's really my own curiosity that continues driving. As I descend to the lowest level of the building, I start hearing the screams of vermin again. Luckily, there's only 2, and they both detonate outside the walls, so I'm able to continue searching. Here I encounter my 4th body. After examining the body, I notice a recording device next to it that seems to still be intact. I activate the device, and a voice begins playing through the speaker.
"We'll be getting a new employee tomorrow. She'll be working off her punishment with us. We don't have any other convicts on the base, so I'm not crazy about the idea. But I trust the company wouldn't hire just any old criminal. According to the documents they sent me, she has 5 years of experience in mining helium-3 on the moon, a managerial position, a degree in chemistry, but she can also operate a harvester and fix machinery. I'd be thrilled if it wasn't for the fact that I have no access to what she was convicted of. Our head of security has full access to her file and says I shouldn't worry about her conviction. Plus, he promised to keep it."
The audio recording cuts off abruptly, but there is an attached text file that tells me the last words were, "The security chief promised to keep a close eye on her." I make my way back outside and I find yet another body with a data pad next to it. It reads as follows. "Mission Day 55, New Girl. Correspondence from Harvey Summers to Cormac Hansen. Harvey, that new girl is weird. She just asked me what the fine was for swearing." "Huh? What fine?" "They must have had some weird rules at the penal colony. I don't like this." "Yeah, I heard she murdered someone. And I mean murdered. Destroyed his disc. From what Chris told me, she apparently carried out some terrorist attack, but Ada says she was convicted of robbery. The only thing we know for sure is there's something off about her. We should get a bonus for dangerous working conditions. Yeah, and a Christmas bonus and a vacation to Bali. Just be on your guard and keep an eye on her, as if we didn't have enough problems with the aliens." Picture is beginning to emerge about what happened here, but there's nothing definite yet. I continue searching. I make my way back up to the catwalks by the helium extractors, and I stumble upon another audio device.
"I just turned on the communicator. If you do anything to me, Drew will find out. Okay, let's all calm down and talk like civilized people."
Drew won't find anything out, because you killed him.
"I didn't kill him. Fuck. Just wait until he gets a new sleeve.
Stop pretending. There won't be a new sleeve. You smashed up his disc.
What? No, it's those creatures. So, he's dead.
You really should have thought this through. If you had left his sleeve somewhere outside the base, he'd be considered MIA, and no one would blame you. You don't learn from your mistakes, do you?
But we won't make the same mistake. No one will find you.
What are you doing? Let go of me!
This recording paints a grim picture. I think I'm finally starting to understand what happened here. I find one last datapad and start reading it over as I collect my thoughts. It reads as follows. Mandatory Journal of Convict E0017. I was supposed to be honest, so I'll be honest. It pisses me off that the others are making normal money here and bragging about what they're going to buy when they get back to Earth. Bragging about how many spare sleeves they'll have. And I'm never going to see the money I'm making. Everything goes towards paying off my fine. Good news is I'm making more here than I would have if they sent me to dig holes somewhere in Alaska. Though I don't know if it's worth the looks I'm getting from my coworkers. At least the penal colony, everyone was equal. Our results have been getting worse lately. Despite firing off additional excavators, it's all because of those damn creatures. They cover everything in that slime. The security teams destroy it, but the machines need repairs. And who do they send to do those repairs? Me, of course. God forbid the scientists get their hands dirty. One positive about working here, I get to curse whenever I want. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Even writing it out is fun. After this final entry, I finally understand what happened here. There was a team at this helium extraction site that consisted of at least 7 people. Drew Forrest, Boris Tilton, Harvey Summers, Cormac Hansen, Ada, Chris, and the newcomer, Lillian Ward. She was a felon from another facility, Luna 6, and there wasn't much information available to the science and security teams about what her past crimes were. Unfortunately, rumors started to spread, mostly spurred on by Harvey Summers and Cormac Hansen, that she was a murderer with a violent history. One day she went out with the team leader, Drew Forrest, to survey a new helium site, and returned without him. Assuming that she had murdered him, Harvey Summers and Cormac Hansen apprehended Lillian Ward, killed her, and hid her body inside one of the extraction tubes. However, the true story is something else entirely. We know from Boris Tilton's emails that Lillian Ward's crime was giving birth to an illegal child, a child that will now bear the rest of her debt. No violent history, no wrongdoing, simply sent here to work off her fine, and also according to Boris, Drew Forrest was indeed killed by vermin. He stated unequivocally that the disc damage was from an animal attack. A small story on a backwater planet that the rest of the galaxy will never know nor care about. However, to one person, this was their entire world. For posterity, here are the names and positions of both the employees and prisoners of Selenium Mining Base Purple Haze. Team leader Drew Forrest. Security head Boris Tilton. Engineer Lillian Ward. Security Harvey Summers. Security Cormac Hansen. Scientist Ada and Scientist Chris. Thanks for listening. I look forward to exploring the next locale on Arcadia 7, and I will see you there.